Okay, I have brought some rules in here that we've been using in the past. Mainly that there's some changes in some, reference points. The 0, 1 is still 0 plus h and a plus k. The 1b, with this equation, that base is going to be e all the time, but I wrote it as a b, so you kind of refer back to the old lessons, right? Is just 1 plus h, and then a times b, of course that'll be e, plus k. So I want to show you how easy this is if you just remember what we learned a couple days ago. So I write my a value, which is 3, my base, which we know is e, right? My h value, which is negative 1, and my k value, which is 4. We've got those down there, all right? And asymptotes are done the same way. Let's say the asymptote. So my asymptote is still, right? It's still the k value, k equals 4. So I come to 4, and I'm going to draw it. Looks like this has a scale of 2, so my 4 is just going to be 2 lines above that. All right. And then we'll do our 2 points. So 0, 1, right? 0, I add it to h, so 0 plus negative 1 is negative 1. This 1 gets multiplied by a and added to k, so 1 times 3, 3 plus 4 is 7. So I have a point, negative 1, 7. Let's put it on there. Negative 1, right about here, 2, 4, 6, somewhere in there, 7 right there. And then we have our 1 base, right, which will change into, let's just do this. That 1 gets added to h, so 1 plus negative 1 is 0. This base, which we know is e, so let's say that is e right over here, right? A times e, that is 3e. We're going to leave it just like that, and then you can use a calculator to evaluate, plus 4. Well, if you do 3 plus 4, it's somewhere around 12, right? So it's right about there. And then we can graph this guy. It looks just like that. If I was going to do domain, still negative infinity to positive infinity. If I was going to do range, it's from 2 to infinity, and I'm good. Okay? Now, come in here. Let's go again. Same rules. List my A. My A is negative 1/2. I list my B is E. List my H looks to be 2. I can see it right there. I list my K out here is negative 1. If you're having a hard time remembering, there they are, right? The A is out front, the H is in the exponent, right up there with that exponent, right? And the K is out back. So we do the same thing. We start with our asymptote. Asymptote. That's y equals k. Looks like y equals negative 1. I'm going to draw it in here, right here. There's my asymptote. Now we just got 2 points, and that's enough to draw this. So 0, 1, right? That 0 gets added to h, which makes it a 2. This 1 multiplied by a, negative 1/2. Add k, negative 1/2 minus 1 is negative 3/2. Let's put that one on here. So we got 2 right here. Negative 3/2 brings me down here. Get another point. Instead of writing 1b, I'm going to go ahead and write 1e. Alright, that's what it really is. So we got 1 plus h to get this first point, which is 3. A times e, that's negative 1/2 e minus 1. If you put that in your calculator, you're going to get somewhere pretty close to 2.5. So right around here, negative 2.5 that is. I'll write it. Negative 1/2 e minus 1. And we're going to see something that hugs that asymptote and comes down here. Only been 4 minutes. Let's hit one more. We can do this guy together. We got A equals B equals, you know what, I forgot my domain. Domain, all real, negative infinity to infinity. Range, looks like from negative infinity is my low, all the way up to negative 1. There it is. Now we'll come back up here. What we got? A, B, H, and K. So let's get it. A looks to be negative 1. B is E, that's my base. H is negative 2, right, the inverse of what you see up there next to the X. not the inverse, the opposite, and k is negative 3. There it is. So let's start with our asymptote again. Asymptote. We got y equals k. Looks like y equals negative 3. Let's draw it right about here. Y equals negative 3. And let's change 0, 1. I take that first number, I add h to it. That's negative 2. Take this one, multiply by a, negative 1, add k. Negative 1 and negative 3 add up to negative 4. Let's put it negative 2, negative 4. There's a point right here. Now I'm going to change 1. Again, I'm going to write e. Alright. This 1 gets added to h, so that gives me negative 1. This e gets multiplied by a, so negative e, and added to k, minus 3. Negative e minus 3, if you put it in your calculator, is in between negative 5 and negative 6, right about there. And I plot, and I am done. I want to point out, let me get domain and range. Domain, negative infinity to infinity, always with the domain. Alright, range. It's like it goes down to negative infinity, and it stops about, did I put that on there? You know, I think I might have, no, it's negative 3. Negative 3, we're good. So there it is, second page. I want to point out, even talking, add in extra, it's only 6.5 minutes, so it's about 2 minutes per problem. And here we go. See you guys soon.